Beautiful people, welcome. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let's get comments pulled up on my end while we wait to see who's going to get first in chat today. Let's make sure my mic is even unmuted. It is. We're good. Okay. Almost forgot. Let's see who's going to get first in chat today. Let's get comments pulled up. Let's send out one more notification. One more should do the trick. Today we're going to be talking about the difference between accepting self-talk and obsessive fighting, right? We're going to talk about this today. If you've been here on the channel for a while, you know that we're all about using what we call those accepting reminders, which is basically when you're in the heat of the moment with these anxiety symptoms and intrusive thoughts, little things that you can tell yourself to keep yourself out of that fight, to keep yourself out of going down that mental negative rabbit hole, right? But today I want to clarify. Today I want to clarify what the difference is between accepting self-talk, what we call accepting reminders, and obsessive fighting. I want to make sure we are completely clear on that. I want to make sure that there is no in-between, there's no gray area. I want to make sure that we are crystal clear on that topic. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to give chat a little while to fill up, and then we'll get started. Let's see, did I send out my notifications everywhere that I wanted to send them? I believe so. I believe we're good. Hey, what's up, D? D's going to get first in chat today. What's up, dude? Let's see here. Let's see. Alright. Hey, what's up, Marky? What's up, Prince? The Yoda of anxiety cure. I don't know about that, but I'm very flattered, thank you. Took a quick bathroom break to support my guy. This is about to be a good stream. Hey, good to see you, Prince. Good to see you, dude. Like I said, today we're just going to clarify some few things. We're going to clear some things up as far as that accepting self-talk goes, right? Versus what is obsessive fighting, right? Now, this stream is inspired by probably one of the more common questions that I get, right? And as you can imagine, I get a lot of those. But this is probably one of the more common questions that I get. Wonder Bro, is me using these accepting reminders, right? Is me using these accepting statements a fight itself? I feel like it's a fight, Wonder Bro. So I'm having these thoughts and I'm having these feelings, and I'm trying to do what you say. I'm trying to use these accepting reminders and get back to living. But that itself feels like a fight, Wonder Bro. That is the most common statement, most common question that I probably receive. So that is why today we're going to be talking about what is accepting self-talk versus what is obsessive fighting, right? We're going to clarify the difference between the two, right? And then, spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you how, yes, it does kind of feel like a fight, but that is the only time we use the word fight around here and allow it, right? Change itself does feel like a bit of a fight, and that's okay. It is change, after all. It's not going to feel, it's not going to feel quote-unquote normal. It's not going to feel like your norm. So, of course, it feels like a bit of a fight. But I don't want anyone to get, confused on that. I don't want anyone to obsess about that. So that is why we're having this stream today. What is up, Ghost? What's up, Truth? Good to see you. What is up, Abraham? Welcome, dude. What's up, Giant? What's up, Sky? How you guys doing? All right, beautiful people. I don't want to wait around too long before we get started, so we'll jump into this one right now. So what are we going to be talking about today? Anxiety recovery, the difference between accepting self-talk and obsessive fighting. Now, again, I've been doing this for a while. Right? I've been doing this for a while, and one of the most common questions that I probably receive, I wouldn't say on a daily basis, but quite often, is, Wonder Bro, is it not a fight to use these accepting statements, to use these accepting reminders? So if you've been here for a while, you know that the advice is, when you're experiencing these intense anxiety symptoms and these intrusive thoughts, instead of going the fighting route mentally, trying to problem solve, worry, argue, you instead give yourself some accepting self-talk, you put yourself in that accepting attitude, and you live your life, positive behaviors, right? That is the advice. So, again, a lot of people say, is it not a fight to use this accepting self-talk, Wonder Bro? And to that I say, what is your alternative, right? What is your alternative? Our alternative to not using this accepting self-talk is a fight. is an actual fight, is an obsessive fight that will probably drag on for quite some time and leave you feeling very, very stressed, more stressed than you already feel. So that's your alternative to not using the accepting self-talk. So to answer the question more directly, is using self-accepting talk, is that a fight in itself? No. It is a change of habit. And changing a habit can feel like a fight. Now, that part of the equation, yes. Changing a habit can feel like a fight, but is it a fight itself? No. So should you be dedicating to it? Yes. Is it going to feel like you're fighting something? Yes. But the only thing you are fighting in that example there would be your own bad habits. You're not actually fighting the anxiety itself. That's what you've been trying to do and what you've been doing for so many weeks, months, and years, and that's why you're in the situation that you're in. But to use the accepting self-talk itself is not a fight, although it might feel like one because it is a change of habit. Now, moving on, what is the difference between accepting self-talk and obsessive fighting? Now, you know that I like to teach through examples, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's say I'm chilling and I get hit with all sorts of intense anxiety symptoms. Nova's in a playful mood, as you can see. I get hit with all sorts of intense, high anxiety symptoms and intrusive thoughts, right? Now, if I go the obsessive fighting route, it's going to sound something like this. Oh God, I hope that thought doesn't happen because of A, B, and C. Or, oh God, if that thought does happen, here's what I can do to avoid that A, B, and C. Or, oh God, what can I do to make sure that thought doesn't happen, A, B, and C. That's the obsessive fighting self-talk. That is you in your head adding worry, second fear, problem solving, fighting, arguing, just adding gas to the fire, basically. Just pouring a big old can of gasoline on the fire. This is what tells the brain, hey, they're concerned, there's a problem, let's keep this protection up, aka anxiety. Right? Now, if you decide instead to go the accepting self-talk route, what we call a lot of the times accepting reminders, right? If you decide to go the accepting reminder route, it's going to sound like this, okay? I'm chilling, got hit with all these intense anxiety symptoms, got hit with this intrusive thought that says this is going to happen or this might happen. I decided to go the accepting self-talk route, which is going to sound like this, like I said. Okay, there's that thought. I've had it before. It can stay as long as it would like, right? Or there's that thought, there's that feeling, I can take the hit, I can handle this. Or there's that thought, there's that feeling, this is the opportunity to show my brain the truth. Or there's that thought, there's that feeling, it'll eventually pass, so I accept it for what it is. Or there's that thought, there's that feeling, bring it on, let's do this thing. There's that thought, there's that feeling. Okay, you're allowed to stay as long as you would like. And sometimes you got to rinse and repeat these reminders quite a bit. You got to rinse and repeat this accepting self-talk, right? Now, that's the difference between obsessive fighting self-talk that is going to keep the gas on the fire, right? Trying to solve, argue, problem solve, blah, 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 adding all this worry. That's the difference between that and accepting self-talk. Now, again, just to be crystal clear today, a lot of people say, like we said at the beginning of this stream, Wonder Bro, if I use the accepting self-talk, that sounds like a fight. And I say, what is your alternative? Your alternative is to go the obsessive fighting route, which definitely isn't going to help matters, which is why you're in the situation that you're in to begin with, right? So which would you rather do? Would you rather have to practice and build your accepting self-talk? Or would you rather go the obsessive fighting route, which you've done for weeks, months, and years? How far has that gotten you? So no, it's not a fight to practice and build this accepting self-talk. It's not a fight to have to use accepting self-talk. It's not a fight to have to use what we call these accepting reminders. It sure as hell beats the alternative, which is the obsessive fighting, right? Which is the gas on the fire, which is what you've been trying for weeks, months, and years. Obviously, that's not working or you wouldn't be here now, right? So no, it's not a fight, but it might feel like a fight because you are changing a habit. So when you purposely and consciously start to use accepting self-talk, and sometimes you got to use it a lot, right? Especially at first, to avoid going down the worry route. Sometimes you got to use it a lot. When you first start doing that, it might feel like a fight. It might feel different. It might feel strange. It might feel abnormal, right? You might say to yourself something like, well, I've got to use it all the time, or else I want to go down the worry route. Well, at first, that might be what you have to do, right? You're trying something new. You're building a new habit. You're building a new lifestyle. So, of course, it's not going to feel like the norm. It's not your norm. Hopefully it will become your norm, but right now it's not your norm. So, of course, that feels strange to you. Of course, that feels a bit like a fight. but it's not a fight. So again, what's the difference between accepting self-talk, what we call accepting reminders here, and obsessive fighting? The obsessive fighting drags on and on with you trying to figure out, solve, problem solve, put an end to the thoughts and feelings. It's a fight, right? That's what the obsessive fighting self-talk is. What is the accepting self-talk? The accepting self-talk is usually short, sweet, and simple, little reminders to yourself to accept the thoughts and feelings, that they don't need to be answered, that this is when my brain is learning, so I'm going to take advantage of this. It's talking yourself up and not down, right? And it keeps you, the whole point of that is it keeps you from going the obsessive fighting route, right? So you've only got two choices, and you only ever have two choices: to go the accepting self-talk route or to go the obsessive fighting route. Now, eventually, over time, as we start to heal those nerves, you might not have to use as much as the accepting self-talk, right? You might be able to just go with the flow a little bit more. You might not, as you start to heal, the triggering starts to slow down, the thoughts start to slow down, the feelings start to slow down. So you won't have to find yourself using as much accepting self-talk anymore, and that's fine. Get rid of it if you don't need it. Get rid of it if you don't need it, right? But at first, right, and during certain points during your journey, you might need that accepting self-talk, and that is not okay. Do not feel ashamed of that. I've had people tell me, Wonder Bro, I feel guilty for the amount of times that I have to use the accepting self-talk. And I say, why do you feel guilty about that? Because if you weren't using that, you'd be doing the obsessive fighting and worrying. So why feel guilty about it, right? And again, over time, you might not have to use it as much anymore, and that's fine. Get rid of it if you don't need it. But right now, you're in a position, if your nerves are tired, right now you're in a position where it's one or the other, really. You're not at a point where you can probably go with the flow and not have to use the accepting self-talk. Right now, the worry habit's probably so strong that you're going to go down that route if you don't use the accepting self-talk. I understand that because the worry habit can be so strong. So right now, you're probably at a point where you need the accepting self-talk, and that's okay. It's not a fight. It's a change of habit. It's not a fight. It's a change of habit. Your only other option when your nerves are tired is to probably go the worry route, the habit, right? So who cares if you have to replace that with some accepting self-talk? That is okay, right? That is okay. Because, like I said, the worry temptation, the worry habit's probably so strong that you need that. And that's fine. That's not a fight, and it's nothing to feel guilty about. Does it take work? Yes. When you first start, you might have to go around a lot giving yourself some accepting self-talk and then turning that attention back to living, right? That's the two main keys right there. That accepting self-talk, that accepting attitude, instead of fighting with the thoughts and feelings, and then turning the attention back to living. You might have to use a lot of those accepting reminders, accepting self-talk, instead of going the worry fighting route and then go back to living. Hell, you might have to do that 100,000 times a day, but it sure as shit beats the alternative, which is the worry fight route, right? Like I said, over time, you might need to use it less and less, and that's fine. But again, we got some people late to the stream, so we're just going to quickly run over the main points of this stream again. I know sometimes it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse here, but you really got to get the message through, right?
Donation.
Whew, that gave me a jolt. You really got to get the message through here. I'll read that in just a second. The message of today's stream is this, guys. Obsessive fighting self-talk is you up in your head adding worry, trying to problem solve, trying to figure out the thoughts, trying to figure out the feelings, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Off we go. Self-pity, all these things that you do up here to try to fight the thoughts and feelings is the obsessive fighting self-talk, which just tells the limbic system there is a danger. That is obsessive fighting self-talk. Accepting self-talk is little reminders to yourself that are usually short, sweet, and simple things like, my brain is learning, so I'm going to take advantage of these thoughts and feelings. I don't mind if these thoughts and feelings come around, right? I'm going to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I'm going to embrace the moment. I'm going to make it through this. I can take the hit. This is little examples of accepting self-talk, and that is the big difference between obsessive self-talk, fighting, and accepting self-talk. Now, that was the main point of today's stream. Some side notes here. You don't have to feel guilty about using the self-accepting talk. In fact, you might have to use it a lot at first. You don't have to feel guilty for it. Is that self-accepting talk a fight? No, it is not. It is just a change of habit, right? And it does take effort. And the last point that we made was that over time, you might need to use that accepting self-talk a little bit less, and that's okay. That's a sign that you're healing. But at first, you might need it a lot. But it sure as hell beats second fear, aka worry. So, whew, that was my main points of today's stream, guys. I hope you all take it in. I hope you use it. It's okay to use self-accepting talk. It sure as hell beats obsessive fighting talk, right? Don't feel guilty for having to use it. And most importantly, like we always say, I hope you enjoyed the stream, but I hope you use it, man, because that's what's going to make the difference in your recovery. I can get on here and talk until I'm blue in the face about accepting reminders and not fighting with the thoughts and feelings and living your life. I can sit here and scream at you until I literally pass out on the floor. But if you're not willing to actually put the effort in to do those things, to make that conscious choice, then don't expect to get far. Now, Wonder Bro, that sounded rude. Well, I didn't mean for it to sound rude. I just meant for it to be facts. You got to use what you're taking in, or you can't expect results, right? And I say that to get you motivated. I say that to get you going. So let's go on over to post-stream. See who we've got in chat today. Also, let's read that tip that gave me the jump scare there. Abraham with the $5 tip says, Wonder Bro, please use this tip as an example of acceptance. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. Thank you for the $5 tips. Abraham, let's give him a shout out in the chat. Thank you so much, dude. Let's see who else we've got in the chat today. That was a mouthful. It absolutely was. What's up, Steph? What's up, AP? Let's scroll up a little bit. What's up, Cindy? Life is so much better. I'm glad to hear that. Been using your techniques, and it really works. Thank you so much for that. And pat yourself on the back, too, right? Because, you know, I always say that the advice is only as good as your willingness to use it. So, pat yourself on the back because you deserve it. Hey, Wonder Bro, hope you're keeping well. What's up, Joseph? Hope you're having a good day, dude. Let's get us some music going, guys, so we're not sitting in complete silence here. Let's get us a little bit of background music rolling. Let's see. Let's see. You know what? Let's go with the Miami Vice music today. Let's go with the Miami Vice music today. I don't think we have Sanchez in the chat right now, but that's okay. I like this music. Let's see. Turn it up just a little bit. Turn it up just a little bit. There we go. Alright, alright. Hope everyone's doing well. How you doing, Kay? How you doing, Steph? How you doing, AP? Lincoln? Bum, 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 bum. We're going to drop a link for you guys in the chat real quick for anybody who's interested. Acceptance is tricky, says Sky. Well, if you tell yourself that, it is, right? So, again, we're going back to that self-talk. We're going back to that self-talk, right? So instead we say, you know what? Acceptance isn't that tricky. It is what it is. That's basically what acceptance boils down to. I'm reminding myself that it is what it is. I'm reminding myself that this is okay. I'm reminding myself that I'm going to see it through. I'm reminding myself that these thoughts and feelings are allowed to be instead of going the fighting route, right? So acceptance is only as tricky as you make it out to be with that mental self-talk. And believe me, once upon a time I made it way more confusing than it needed to be on myself, and I would sit around and actually obsess about acceptance itself, which ironically is kind of funny. To just replace your general worry with worry about the advice itself is all the same, though. You're still doing worry. Worry is worry, right? So it's all the same at the end of the day. Hey, what's up, Mint? I'm good, my man. Honestly, in just 3 days and real consistent acceptance. Keep it up, dude. Keep it up. I'm feeling so much better. Hey, man, some things to expect, right? Now, I don't want you to worry about it, but some things to accept. You know, you might have some ups and downs. That's normal. But it's all about that those accepting reminders, as we call them here on the channel. Now, you can go the worry route when you do face some ups and downs, or you can just keep that accepting self-talk, that accepting inner voice, as Dr. Claire Weeks called it, right? You can cut off that obsession, cut off that worry, and just stay consistent with it, right? And you'll continue to get those results. Don't let anxiety throw you any curveballs that you then start to worry about, that you then get up in your head and start to resort to old habits about, right? Wonder Bros, the anxiety cycle just a bad habit of being scared of how we feel when we get random symptoms, and is a sensitive nervous system to blame for this? The sensitive nervous system is to blame for a lot of the symptoms you feel, and the tired mind with the intrusive thoughts. To answer the first part of your question, is it just a habit of being scared of how we feel? I would say yes. It all does kind of boil down to that at the end of the day, and that's really why you do the obsession. That's why you do the worry. That's why you do the mental problem solving, because you're trying to, you're afraid of the way you feel, and you're trying to avoid something or fix something or change something. And that's what usually leads to all those rabbit holes. So it does take, it does take effort. It does take energy to use that accepting self-talk, those little accepting reminders, instead of going that obsessive fighting route. But it takes the same amount of energy to go the obsessive fighting route. It just doesn't feel like that because it's such a habit. It feels natural to, it comes natural to you, right? To go the obsessive route. So and by that time you realize what's happening, it's too late. There's no such thing as too late, because you can go through a panic attack, anxiety, right? But you can always make adjustments and get on track at any point. Never too late. Never too late. At any point in time, you can make adjustments and get on board. So never too late. But, you are correct in that when you first start out with it, you might not be the best at this acceptance stuff. You might not be the best at using those accepting reminders. You might still do a lot of obsession, a lot of worry. The two main keys: live your life and have that accepting attitude. You might not be the best at that at first, but it's never too late to learn, and it's never too late to get on track with that. Never too late. Is that Backstreet Boys? I think that is Backstreet Boys, actually. I think it is. I'm glad you're making so much progress, AP. We don't have the music bot over here, so Arnold just has to use emojis and lyrics. But he's still DJing. He's still DJing, so it counts. It counts. And I haven't heard a Backstreet Boys song in so long. Oh my god. It's been ages. Can only imagine a month of. Must have missed this comment. Can only imagine a month of great consistency, feeling motivated. Absolutely, and like I said, you might encounter some days where you're feeling pretty rough, but that doesn't mean you don't use the advice, right? Don't let anxiety throw you any sort of curveballs that get you back into the bad habits. So as you continue to stay dedicated, and as you continue to stay consistent to the best of your ability, right? Understand that you might get a curveball here or there. You might have a rough day here or there. Whatever. It doesn't have to determine whether or not you use the advice. You can continue using that advice. You can continue using everything that you've learned. Absolutely. Hello, Wonder Bro. Hope you're doing good, bro. What's up, Pooty? I haven't seen you in a minute, dude. Hope you're doing well. I've missed you. I have missed you. Hi, hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Yeah, so a lot of people are under like the false belief that recovery is just something that happens and occurs in a straight line. And it's really not. You know, you're going to be tested from time to time, and that doesn't have to be a sign of you going backwards, right? You can be doing, you can be doing very consistent work and still have days where the anxiety is high, and that's fine because anxiety learns the most while anxiety is turned on. So that is more than okay. And that's something that you could even remind yourself on those days, right? That is accepting self-talk. Been doing amazing myself. I can't believe I'm feeling amazing. Thoughts are there, but not as much loud. Sometimes laughing at it. Dude, Pooty, that is amazing, dude. Keep it up. Keep it up, man. I love you, Pooty. I love you. I love you. Keep it going. Keep it going. Even though it's just been 3 days of consistent acceptance, I'm happy how much easier it's getting already. Not trying to get ahead of myself, but I feel good. Absolutely nothing wrong with feeling good about the way that you feel, right? And I'm not trying to make you paranoid. I'm just saying, whatever comes, let it come, right? Keep it up. Keep the consistency up. Enjoy the way that you feel. And whatever comes, let it come. Keep that accepting attitude. Keep that accepting inner voice and live your life. The two main keys always have been, always will be. I've been getting symptoms, but I'm also just so calm. It's weird, but nice. I'm finally getting a break, you know? Keep it up, dude. Keep it up. Keep it up. And give yourself a pat on the back. You deserve it. I'm even excited to be triggered. I mean, there you go, dude. That's the attitude, right? Prince, making it rain. Prince, thank you so much, dude, for the, let's see, $10 tip. Thank you so much. Can we spam some emojis in the chat for my boy Prince? I appreciate you, dude. You didn't have to do that, so let's show him some love. Oh yes, the physical symptoms of anxiety can be very intense, Eclipse. They can be very intense. We will never deny you of that. We will never throw you under the bus and say, oh, what you're dealing with is a cakewalk. Because it's not. Sometimes those physical symptoms can be extremely intense. We get that. But we are still giving you the rules of the game and how the game is played with that accepting attitude, accepting self-talk, whatever you want to call it, right? Instead of going the worry-fighting route and living your life, you can show your brain that there is no need for these false alarms. You can rewire your brain, right? So you've got the keys to the game. We know the game is not always fun. We know that sometimes it can be intense. We are not denying any of that, but we are giving you the keys to the game, right? Nonetheless, we are giving you the keys to the game. Absolutely, Pooty. Absolutely, dude. I appreciate you always stopping by and spreading some positivity, man. I often wonder if I behave inappropriately because of my Asperger's and nobody is telling me, so I don't improve. Does that make sense? Well, you know, you've got other conditions going on besides just anxiety, right? And you can't really blame yourself, and you shouldn't beat yourself up for that. You shouldn't beat yourself up for that. But you are right when you say I'm heading down a certain rabbit hole. We all know that rabbit holes don't lead to any definite answer. They just lead to more questions, right? And the worry just does more harm than good. At the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to. The worry does more harm than good. So my advice to you would be, number one, be proud of yourself for realizing that that is a rabbit hole. So obviously you're learning something, right? Number two, I wouldn't go down it. Accepting attitude instead, right? And do your best with your behaviors, with living your life. I wouldn't go down any obsessive worry rabbit holes about, oh, maybe people aren't just telling me that I'm acting inappropriately, or oh, maybe it's this condition that's causing me to do this. I wouldn't go down that. That's going to cause more harm than good, and you know that. I think you know that, and I know that you know that because you pointed it out in your own comment. Getting better at it for sure, Wonder Bro. That's what it's all about, dude. It's an up and down thing. You know, it's not a straight line. There's learning experiences. You know, it's not just off we go to the races straight to the finish line. You know, you're going to have learning experiences. You're going to have ups and downs, but you're heading in the right direction, and that's what matters. Now I understand when Winterbro said accepting it's much easier than spending your day trying to figure everything out. It really is. It doesn't feel normal to people at first, right? It doesn't feel normal to people at first because the worry habit is what they're used to. So when they start the accepting reminders instead of the worry habit, that doesn't feel normal. So they psych themselves out. They're like, "Oh, this is not my norm. This feels like it's taking so much energy." It's really not. It's taking the same amount of energy that worry is. You're just not used to it. That's the only difference. You're just not used to it. Thank you so much again, Abraham and Prince, dude. I appreciate the tips, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Mint must have a good memory because I can't remember stuff like that. So. And I noticed I don't even need my reminders anymore as before. It's amazing, man. That is another point that we made today. That over time, as you start to heal more and more, you might not even need the accepting self-talk, right? So, but if you do need it, there's no problem in that. There's no shame in that. There's no guilt in that. But you are correct, Pooty. You are correct. Got to get back to work. Happy I was able to catch a live stream. Wonder Bro, you're helping me a lot with true acceptance. Hey, man, I appreciate it, Prince. Also, be proud of yourself, dude, because this stuff only works if you work, right? This stuff only works if you do the work. Don't get stuck in the information phase, guys, right? Don't get stuck in the information phase. Gotta eventually, that eventually has to lead over to actually using it. The action phase. You can learn all you want to learn about the accepting attitude and living your life, but if you're not making an attempt to do those things, especially in the heat of the moment, you cannot expect to see progress. You just can't expect to see progress, right? I stayed stuck in the information phase a lot longer than I needed to. Just a heads up, right? Just a heads up. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Pooty. I really appreciate it, dude. Alright, we're gonna switch mics real quick. Alright. Where is... Oh. Okay, I lose everything, man. I lose everything. Dad joke. I would lose my head if it wasn't on my shoulders. Again, thank you for stopping by, Pooty. I appreciate you, dude. Where'd our music go, chat? There it is. Alright, right on time. I guess the visual stuff with text, profile pictures help. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is, man. I can't remember names, I can't pronounce names either. No rabbit holes are ever worth going down, right? You got that right. You got that right. One thing I also wonder, bro, I know you're not supposed to rush your recovery, but what if you actually kind of need to? I'm not going to get into why, but I'm not pretty much fully recovered by the end of the year. I'm genuinely going to be screwed. Well, whether you actually need to or not, right, is not Oh man, there's so many points I want to make on this comment. Whether you actually need to recover by a certain time or not is useless to think about because you're going to be doing the work regardless, right? So to say I need to get this far by this time is just useless worry because whether you technically need to or not, you've still got to do the work, and you're going to do the work either way, right? Hopefully, you're going to do the work either way. So pointless worry rabbit hole to go down. You know, and another part of that question would be, of course, you didn't give details as to why you would quote unquote genuinely be screwed if you didn't recover by said time. However, I'm going to tell you, you're not going to genuinely be screwed even if you're not. Because here's the thing, whatever it is that you're facing in a year's time, whatever that might be, you're going to have to face it regardless, right? So whether you think you're prepared for that or not, it's coming. And I don't say that in a way like, oh, it's coming, run, ah. I say that in a way like, dude, you'll handle it, right? Like one way or another, you may not be prepared for certain things in life. Most of us are not quite prepared for some of the bad things that happen, but they happen, right? And we face it the best that we can, and you're going to be okay. You're going to make it. You're going to survive, right? So, a couple different points I wanted to make there. One, whether you feel like you need to be recovered by a certain time or not, it's irrelevant worry to even think about because regardless, you're just going to use the advice anyway, right? So pointless to even consider that. And two, whatever it is that's coming, you're going to be fine. Regardless, you're going to face it to the best of your ability, and you're going to surprise yourself. People surprise themselves all the time with things that they think they're not prepared for, right? The worry is always worse than the event. Let me say that louder for the people in the back. The worry is always worse than the actual event. I almost said it too loud and almost choked to death. That is okay. What is up, Max? Fight and freeze, I do what the fuck I want when I want as far as anxiety having to say something. Nah. There you go, Kay. Kay's getting sassy today. I love it. I love it. How you doing, Wonder Bro? I'm doing good, Max. How are you doing, dude? I hope you're having a great, great day. You're gonna make it, AP. You're gonna make it. It's useless to think about needing to be recovered by a certain time. I do, but what do you know what I mean if I'm not healed enough to get a job and go every day by the end of the year? Pretty much. Yeah, it's the same old obsessive thoughts that everybody here in the chat has. I've ran into so many people that say, I'm worried if I don't recover, I'm going to lose this, I'm going to lose that. And I say, still, that's pointless, right? But they say, no, Wonder Bro, it's true. If I'm not recovered, and then this bad thing might happen. And I say, well, if you worry about it enough, maybe you can avoid it. And they say, well, no, I don't think so. And I say, okay, well, stop. Right? Right? So that's the thing. That's one of the aces that the mind has up its sleeve. If I can slip in an intrusive thought about how you're going to be screwed if you don't figure this out by here, and let me give you some evidence on why that might actually be true, then you say, "Oh God," and the mind says, "Oh, I got you exactly where I want you." Anxiety says, "Oh, now I got you exactly where I want you," right? But I always am there to tell you, whether the mind has evidence that bad thing might happen or not, your worry won't change a damn lick of it, right? Won't change a damn lick of it. So here's the thing. The mind thinks, anxiety thinks it's got an ace up its sleeve by saying, here's some evidence that supports my cause. And then you've got me in the background saying, hey, over here, don't forget that you can sit around and worry about that thing all day long. It's not going to make a damn bit of difference, right? So you got me over here in the back trying to shout that to you. Trying, right? Right. Hey, take it easy, Sky. Thank you for hanging out, dude. And also to touch on your point a little bit more, AP, let's say you don't feel exactly ready to get a job in a year, but you kind of have to due to your life situation. Well, hell, that might even be better for you, because then you're going to be forced to prove to yourself that yes, you can do it, right? So there's multiple different ways you can look at the question that you gave me, and they all come back to not worth going down the worry route, and you are going to make it. So, difference, by the way, worried about not getting better and feeling like not getting better. So, I don't know, you might need to reword that just a little bit for me. I know that sometimes we have a bit of a language barrier, but normally I can read between the lines, but I'm not sure I understand the question. I would love to answer it for you, though, if you want to reword it for me. And thank you for reminding everybody, Kate. I have not reminded anybody to do that today. Just popping by to say hello and let y'all know that the advice is the only advice you need. Wonder Bro helped me recover, and I'm back living my life to the full. Not one unnecessary fuck given. Keep it up, Max. So proud of you, dude. Keep it up. Keep it up. Farewell all, you can and will recover, practice, and repeat. It doesn't feel like it's working out. It is. Recovery comes in layers. I love that. I love that last little bit, actually. Recovery comes in layers. That's a good way to put it. Regardless of whether you feel like you need to rush it or not, AP, there's really no such thing. You just take it one day at a time. You use the advice, and the brain takes care of all the details. The brain takes care of all the filing and the sorting and the changes, right? So really, it's not up to you anyway, so it's not worth worrying about it. Take it one day at a time, right? Let the brain do its thing. You'll surprise yourself. Not worth worrying about. As far as, all those time frames go and everything like that. Just not worth it, man. You know what I'm oddly craving at the moment? I want some Oreos. I want some Oreos and milk. Does anybody have any Oreos and milk that they would be willing to share with me? Because I've got a craving. I'm super motivated. How much better I feel in 3 days. I feel amazing. I feel like I'm on the time. I'll be good. No, you will be good. You'll always be good. That's the thing. Anxiety is never out to get you any harm. It's never out to mean you any harm. So the thing is, it's an illusion. You'll always be good, right? But we will agree with you when we say that, yes, you are good on the advice, man. You're obviously using it. You're obviously moving forward. But at the end of the day, one way or the other, you'll always be technically good, right? But keep it up, dude. 3 days in, you might have some ups and downs. That's perfectly fine. Like Max said, which I absolutely loved, recovery comes in layers. So just keep it up. Do your best to use that accepting self-talk instead of worrying about time frames, right? And watch as everything unfolds. Double cream Oreos would legit slap right now. I don't know, dude. I have mixed emotions. I have mixed feelings when it comes to the whole double stuffed Oreo thing. In one way, I'm like, ooh, that's good. I got to be in the mood for it. But most of the time, I'm just like, that's too much. It's too much filling. I'm more of the cookie. You know what I'm saying? I like the cookie. I don't know. I like the cookie. Don't crucify me for that. But I like the cookie. That's all I got. Well, I'll take it, dude. I'll take it. I will take your cookie emoji. I spelled that wrong. Meant to say I feel like in a month I'll be good for a job. Well, whatever you meant, you're on track. Whatever you meant, you're on track, dude. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Don't let any sort of intrusive thought about time frames or this or that. Don't let any of that tempt you back into the rabbit hole, because that's what happens. You get tempted, right? And you let it slide and you start going back to old bad habits. Don't let anything tempt you in like that. You just keep going and doing what you're doing. I know it's tempting, and I know the mind is a sneaky thing, man. Anxiety's a sneaky thing sometimes. Don't give in to that temptation. Don't give in to that temptation to start the obsessive worrying and fighting. Use that accepting self-talk instead, right? That's just what we're calling it today. Sometimes we call it the accepting attitude. Sometimes we call it accepting reminders. Whatever you want to call it. Just use that instead of going down the tempting warrior route, and continue living and let all this unfold for you. Let all this unfold for you. I have nothing. Sky has nothing. No cookies from Sky today. No cookies from Sky today. It's okay. It's okay. I still love you. I still love you, man, even though you don't got any cookies for me. Don't get me wrong, though. I'm not a psychopath. I don't just sit around and eat, like, sleeves of Oreos. Like, I've got to have milk. If you don't have milk, then what are you doing? Does anybody actually just sit around and eat Oreos? I don't think so. Why would you ever do that? You've got to have milk with the Oreo, or you've got issues, all right? You've got issues, in my opinion. My ears are fluff. Did they put the drops in mint and then like stuff cotton balls in there? I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, right? Fair warning, chat. Nova, oh god, is bullying me today, and she is at the window, and if she does spot a cat, she is going to bark. What's the plan with the Team Cat and Team Mouse thing? Absolutely nothing. It's just to get a cool badge. That's pretty much all that is. And sometimes we joke around and send like cat and mouse gifts, and they're funny, and we LOL, and that's really all it is. I'll need a drink, but no milk needed. I don't know, dude. I don't know. If you're not eating Oreos after you dip them in milk, then I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you there. I put drops in, but I still can't hear properly. Oh, okay. I guess too early for that. Got to keep it up for 5 days. Got you. All right. We've started the drop treatment. Well, it seems like you're hearing enough to get by, right? So. The milk with Oreos is so overrated. No, dude. No, absolutely not overrated. It's the best thing. It is the best thing. What are you talking about? Mint. Mint. Thank you so much for the $6 tip, Mint. I appreciate you. Who wants to eat a dry ass Oreo? I agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. Mint, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mint. We are on 105 days. It sounds so weird saying that because I never thought we'd make it that far. But we are indeed on 105 days. I've got two sides going now. Two sides going. People who agree Oreos should only be eaten with milk, and people who disagree with that. Thank you so much again, Mint. I appreciate you. To be honest, I think I'm in this funk. I'm not going to try to pronounce. I know exactly what you're saying, but I always mess that word up, so we're not even going to attempt it. Because of my recent breakup, it makes me wonder why the legitimacy of some of my friends. But that's not true. I'm just down a rabbit hole. Well, I mean, the fact that you keep bringing up that you are down a rabbit hole, or you keep clarifying what a rabbit hole is, tells me one thing. It tells me that you know what's going on. Right? You know what's going on. And that's really the first part of this advice. People getting to the point where they're able to accept and admit, right? My goodness, sometimes it can be like pulling teeth trying to get people to admit that they're going down rabbit holes. They just don't want to admit it, right? The fact that you've got that covered, obviously, is a very, very good sign. Now, what we do with that is up to you. Do we use the accepting self-talk, or do we go the obsessive fighting route? So you've already accomplished half of the equation here. Right? You have accepted and admitted that there is rabbit holes going on and that you might actually be down one. But now what do we do? Do we go the obsessive fighting route, or do we start to implement that accepting self-talk and live life? What is it? What is it that we do now? It's amazing to hit a 100-day streak. It absolutely is. Like I said, I never thought I'd be saying we are on a 105-day streak, but we are. We are. Only with milk and vodka. Blech. Disgusting. Just say Asperger's. Oh my god. Mint just taught me something. Mint just taught me how to pronounce that word in a way that I can understand. And now I want to say it all the time. Asperger's. Ha! Perfect. If you sit down in your house with a full glass of milk and a pack of Oreos, what the fuck? No more nice guy. What the fuck? What do you mean? Why is this such a weird concept to you? Have you... It said... It literally... Okay. AP, it literally says, I believe, on the package of Oreos, Milk's favorite cookie. Like, I think that's actually printed on the package. It says, Milk's favorite cookie. Right? So how are you going to tell me I'm the psychopath here? How are you going to tell me I'm the psychopath here? It's on the wrapper. Milk's favorite cookie. Exactly proud of you, Wonder Bro. Thank you, Mint. Thank you for teaching me something today. I appreciate it. Asperger's. Yeah, I didn't think Mint would exactly be the type of person to enjoy South Park. South Park's a little rough. I didn't take Mint as a South Park fan. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Are mods having are mods having to approve these comments just because of the word ass? Really? Really, YouTube? Really? Switching back over to the mic, you've been warned. I'm staying the fuck away from you if I see you sitting down with milk and Oreos. Creepier than ever. Dude, look, it says it. I know, I keep saying it, but how can I be the psychopath when it says on the package, milk's favorite cookie? They're telling you, the package literally tells you, dip me in milk, right? That's what it's hinting at. It says milk's favorite cookie. I realized I was accepting with the expectation of it going away. I'm just accepting as in not giving a shit anymore. Seems to help with not checking in obsessively like before. Absolutely. There is a big difference between using accepting self-talk and saying, okay, I accept a thought, I accept this feeling, whatever it is your accepting reminder is, and then turning around 2 seconds later and saying, okay, why didn't it go away? Because then you're just putting one foot in the door of acceptance and taking it right back out when you do it that way, and it just won't work. But when you do it without taking your foot back out of the door, which means you just keep the accepting attitude no matter what comes or goes, now you're on the right track. So that was a great, awesome realization that you have made, Jillian. I am proud of you for that. Peach burger. That sounds disgusting. I actually cannot think of anything worse than a peach burger. But yes, that was an awesome realization to make, Jillian, and I feel like everybody should read that comment. Because again, if you use accepting self-talk and then 2 seconds later you tell yourself something like, oh God, why didn't it go away? It's the same concept as putting your foot through the door and taking it right back out again, right? We're just going to keep doing this over and over. So you got to keep it up no matter what's there. You got to keep it up no matter what comes and goes. You just keep it up regardless of the thoughts and feelings. You work on that accepting attitude regardless of what's there. That's a good way to put it. I know I keep saying it, but honestly, you couldn't have made a better realization than that. That's huge. Ketchup on pancakes? I'd rather die. I'd rather die. I've only genuinely tried ketchup once in my life and despised it. I mean, I'm not a huge ketchup fan or anything, but it's good on French fries. Went to the store today and I started having anxiety, but I said out loud that I was having anxiety. I felt like it was easier to deal with after I chose to acknowledge that it was there than I just stayed there and kept shopping away. I mean, that could be an example of an accepting statement, right? Just saying to yourself, hey, look, it's anxiety, right? I'm accepting it. I mean, whatever works. I'm not strict on what people tell themselves as long as it's an accepting attitude, it's not a fight, and they're still living life, right? I don't say here's the magical phrase because a magical phrase doesn't exist. I just tell people what works for you, aggressive approach, whatever. As long as it's accepting attitude, no longer a fight, and you're living your life, right? And if that worked for you, it worked for you. Congrats, dude. Pat yourself on the back. No, I am late again. It's okay. Better late than never, right? It's okay. Better late than never. You are still very welcomed to pull up a seat and join us. We are chatting a little bit about everything today, apparently. Oreos and ketchup. Kate! Kate! Kate making me almost jump out of my skin there with the $10 tip. Thank you so much, Kate. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Don't forget to remind me to update that tip goal as soon as I get back there. Thank you so much, Kate. Show some love in the chat, guys. Show some love in the chat for Instant Mint Prince, Kate, and I believe it was Abraham. Show some love in the chat, man. It only takes 2 seconds to be grateful. It literally only takes 2 seconds to be grateful. And these beautiful, amazing people help keep the show on the road. We should be absolutely so grateful for them. So please, take a second just to drop some emojis. If all you do is throw a single heart out for our tippers, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I feel so good about it. I always also tell myself that it's never going to last forever. Helps so much. Yeah, so it sounds like you got more of the neutral, laid-back kind of accepting reminders, and that's fine. Whatever works for you. Mix it up. Mix it up, or stick with what works. It doesn't matter as long as you're no longer fighting, right? Thank you so much again, Kate. I appreciate you. Let's update that tip goal now. We are 19 away from moving on to a 106-day streak, you guys. And if you didn't notice, yesterday we did not have a stream because I've been hinting at the fact that we might just do a stream every other day. I don't know. I feel like when we do them every day, it's too much content for people to try to absorb. So I thought maybe every other day. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how this goes. But Kate, thank you so much again. I appreciate you. We are 19 away from moving on to 106 days. You guys are fucking amazing. I love you very, very much. Thank you guys, thank you chat for showing support and love to our tippers. I'm sure they appreciate it. I know I appreciate it. So thank you for that. Nova's in a playful mood today. Why do you always wait until I start the streams to want to play tug of war? That's the question I have for you, little girl. Little girl, why do you wait till we start the streams? Why? It's because you know you're not getting as much attention. Everybody does have their flaws, dude. Everybody does have their flaws. Absolutely true. APC, thank you, dude. Not much. Let's let the music play. There we go. Not much, as I'm broke, but you're a legend. Expect more when I get a job. Hey, dude, you don't have to worry about that. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. I'm not going to criticize you for that, dude. I appreciate your $2. Thank you so much, dude. Can we give a round of applause in the chat to APC? Thank you so much. Yeah, don't ever, you know, feel obligated to do that, especially if you're in a difficult financial situation. Always take care of yourself first. But thank you so much for the $2 tip, dude. I appreciate you. Oh, we're close, man. We're close. We're close. We are close. Thank you guys for showing the love in the chat. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I always want my tippers to feel genuinely, you know, I want them to feel genuinely appreciated, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So I do appreciate it when chat jumps in and helps me thank the tippers. It feels nice to feel appreciated, right? And we want them to feel appreciated. I want to touch on your last part of your message there. You say, I'm aware that I make mistakes and I'm willing to do better. That's what it's all about, dude. And there's nothing wrong with making mistakes, okay? You guys hear me say it all the time here in chat that nobody's perfect, and I say that because, well, it's true. Nobody is perfect. Mistakes are made, and that's just life. Nobody will ever be perfect. To acknowledge that you make mistakes and accept that is half of the equation, right? And then you can just try to learn from those mistakes and do better. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Holding yourself to impossible perfectionist standards is just, it's really just shooting yourself in the foot, right? Frodo! Is that how you say that? Frodo! Dude, thank you so much for the $10 tip. Says you are a good man. Wish you all the best and thanks for your help. I am donating so I can help you continue to help others. Know that you have made an impact in my life. Thank you so much for that, dude. I believe you are a, unless you're just using a different name, I believe you might just be using a different name, but first time tipper maybe? I don't know. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Oh, now we're knocking on the door, chat. Now we're knocking on the door to that 106 days. Frodo has us knocking on that door, man. We are close. We are close. Let's get some emojis in the chat. Get some hype going. If I said you had an awesome body, would you hold it against me? Nah, dude. Nah, man. Are you coming on to me? You want to take me out to dinner first, big guy? Now I just kind of compare it to a game, and I'm building my life back. There you go, dude. Get the motivation going however you can get it going. It doesn't matter, right? Congrats, man. Keep it up. I believe that was a first-time tipper. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome, awesome, awesome people. Look, I don't care what nobody says. We might not have 1 million subscribers, right? We will soon. Okay, you can bet your ass on that. But right now, we might not have 1 million subscribers. But this little community, this little piece of our world here, is filled with so many amazing people, and you guys are awesome. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. This community is worth a million other communities with 1 million subscribers. I don't care, right? I'm taking you guys every single time. Every single time. Instant Mint doing the math for me because she knows that I can't do 2 plus 3. And that's no sarcasm. I can't do basic math. You guys think I'm lying? I can't do basic math. Right? Like, I need to count that shit out. You know, some people can look at the tip goal and say, okay, 4350. How far away are we from the tip goal? And they just automatically know. Oh, 7. Right? No, I gotta take, it's gonna take me a second to figure that out. Right? I gotta count it out. Math is my worst subject, and if it wasn't for calculators, I would be screwed. You guys think I'm joking? You think I'm joking? Wonder Bro, you're the best for making this thing. Hey, I appreciate you, dude. And give yourself a pat on the back. Do not give all the credit to me, man. You're the one who's learning the advice and using it, right? That's the biggest part of the whole thing here. You've got to actually use it, and you're doing just that. So you deserve the props.
Donation.
Maddie coming in with a $10 tip, puts us at, and yes, I've got a calculator, puts us at 53, moves us on to a 106-day streak, but she's got to give me a little bit of sass. She can't make that tip without giving me a little bit of sass. She says, use the good mic. You know what? You're right. What can I say? I can't even fight you on that. You're actually right here. You're right. You're right. I am back at the setup. I don't have to use the other. I can use the good mic. So I can't even give you sass back on that one. Thank you so much, Maddie, for the $10 tip. I really appreciate you. That puts us at 53 of 50, which means we're moving on to a 106-day streak. Thank you so much for that, chat. I appreciate you. You guys are amazing. You're awesome. I love you. 106 days, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I couldn't even give you any sass back on that one, Maddie, because you're right. You're right. What can I say? You're right. No excuse not to use the good mic. Oh, no way. Sky. Sky, are you kidding me, dude? All right, hold the phone. Hold the phone. We got Sky in the chat, man, coming in with the $100 tip. Sky, dude, are you serious? Are you serious? You must be serious. I guess you have to be serious. Sky coming in with the $100 tip. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. I want to see the chat rolling. Whatever subjects or topics you're on, let's put them off for just a second. I want to see the chat rolling with the emojis. Sky coming in with the $100 tip, dude. Puts us at 153. Puts us at 153 on today's tip goal. What the fuck? Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. Let's get the chat rolling. Let's get it rolling. It says from Stud Muffin. So he likes to be called Stud Muffin. I will respect that wish. Thank you so much. A Stud Muffin. You are a stud, dude. You are. What else can I say? You are a stud with the $100 tip, man. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for that, dude. I appreciate you. That is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. What a legend. What a legend. There he is. There he is. There's the man right there, Mr. Stud Muffin. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Just a wall of emojis. Just a wall of colorful, bright emojis that express how we feel inside for our tippers, which is nothing but love and gratitude to each and every one of you. AP, Frodo, Maddie, Mint, Abraham, my boy Sky, Stud Muffin coming in with 100, Kate, and Prince, all of you, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Nah, man, you deserve it. Thank you. You're flattering me. So many people appreciate you and what you do, as you can see, Wonder Bro. Thank you, AP. I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you. Saving our asses. Well, correction. I'm going to correct you a little bit. I'm pointing you in the right direction, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm pointing you in the right direction, and I'm teaching you what you need to know. I'm correcting a few things, but it's you, ultimately, at the end of the day, who is saving your own ass. So you should give yourself major props. Major props. People might wonder, why do I make it a point to say that every single time someone tries to thank me? Well, I make it a point to say that because ultimately, at the end of the day, again, I'm just pointing you in the right direction. It's up to you to make the changes that are going to stick. It's up to you to put in the hard work, and you deserve to be proud of yourself, right? Thank you again. I'm going to say it one last time. I'm going to say it one last time, and I promise I'll shut up. Thank you again so much, Mr. Stud Muffin, for the $100 tip, dude. That just blew me away. Thank you so much, dude. I feel a lot better now. I'm out of the rabbit hole. Yeah, use that accepting self-talk, dude. You got to use that accepting self-talk. The two main keys: the accepting attitude, you can call it accepting self-talk. You can call it the accepting inner voice. You can call it accepting reminders. We used to call it way back in the day not following negative thought. You can call it what you want to call it. Talk yourself up, not down, and live your life, right? Talk yourself up, not down, and live your life. You can turn a bad day around. And that is so crazy, man. It's so crazy on the tip goal today, guys. I appreciate it. What should we do, chat? Should we just, we technically hit 2 tip goals today. Should we just move it to 107? Bump it up another day? Or do we want to, like, have that reserve card, right? What do we want to do? Just like we did before, we've got a free day now, so if we ever need it, we can use it, or we can just go ahead and bump it up to 107. I'm way down the anxiety rabbit hole today, overwhelmed with things, thinking too much. It happens, John. It happens, right? You're gonna have those days. Ups and downs are very much a part of recovery. But whether or not you make the choice in this moment, and you can make this choice at any time, even in this moment, you can make the choice to say, hey, I'm down the rabbit hole. I'm going to start introducing some accepting self-talk, right? Even just a little bit at first, whatever, to get the ball rolling. I'm going to start introducing some accepting self-talk, and I'm going to get up and wash the dishes, whatever. Just something to get the ball rolling in the accepting direction, right? So you've admitted that you're down it, which is the first step, and now we need to start making some changes. And we can do that at any moment. We can do that at any moment. You can do it right now. Get started. Get started. AP said 107, 107. Then he said, yeah, save it, actually. Okay, I think most people in chat are all for just having that save. So we're gonna have that save. That's what we're gonna do. But it's up to you guys not to let me forget about that. All right. I'll try to remember. But I need you to help me too. Sometimes. You know what? We're gonna write it down, actually. That's what Maddie would tell me to do. She would say write it down. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to write it down. Just on my notepad on the computer here. What is up, Miss Alien Girl? How you doing? I'm learning. We need to change this music. It was Miami Vice, and now it's just intimidating. Let's see. We're gonna have to sit through an ad for a second. No big deal. There we go. Right away I said, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Or not, anxiety was going to pop into my head right away. I said, come on, anxiety, let's go start the day. Perfect example of the accepting self-talk. Perfect example. I'm going to scroll up and chat a bit. I feel like I missed some things here. Hope you have a good night, AP. Deeply appreciate it. Well, deeply appreciate you, John. Appreciate you being here, dude. Do you want to do karaoke with me, Mint? We can put you in the podcast channel. We can do karaoke right now. If Mint will sing with me on live stream, we'll play our song and we'll sing it together. Everybody knows our song. When I say our song, I'll put it on right now and we'll end the stream with me and Mint doing karaoke. I'll put her in the podcast channel right now. She said yes, no. Yes, no. When are we gonna have a karaoke night, guys? She said, oh my God, help. All right. Let's not pressure Mint too much. I can't because my computer is dead. You're on it. Mint, you're on it right now. Okay, maybe you're using a phone. Maybe you're using a phone. But it still works though. It still works. You can still be in the podcast channel. It'll still work. Just saying. It'll still work. All right. It's okay, guys. Thank you so much for that absolutely insane tip goal today. I love each and every one of you. Maddie, Frodo, APC, Mint, Katie. Who else? Stud Muffin. I'm not sure if I should call him Stud Muffin or Sky. He goes by many names. But thank you guys so much. I feel like I missed somebody. Abraham, and I called Kate Katie for some reason. Okay, well, that's weird. Prince, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. Just all of you beautiful people, I appreciate you so much. We are going to listen to our song today. Let's get that. Where's that at? We are going to listen to our song today, of course, obviously. Anyway, thank you guys so much for everything. I love you. You're all beautiful, beautiful people. And as I always say, I hope you enjoyed the stream, but most importantly, I hope you use what you hear, because that's what's going to make the difference. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, and I will see you guys very, very soon. And until next time, as always, stay awesome.
Billionaire, I got my own cold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Did it die? Wait. Did it die? Wait. Did it die? Whatever you want, I'll be whatever you want. Just tell me you love me or not, whatever it costs. I know I'm talking a lot, there's something I gotta get off. Don't wanna be this no more, I don't wanna drink no more. Always gotta do the most, thinking that I'm insecure. Really should've listened more, but I don't, of course. I'm an asshole, I'm a good guy, I'm your best friend, I'm the worst type. Tell you everything that you heard.
Wait a minute, hold on.
On the first night.
I'm gonna talk over the music for a second.
Running from coast to coast.
Arnold.
I don't know where to
Arnold,
go.
dude. I believe Mr. Private sent in a $1 tip. Says, we waited for this for a long time now. It's not that big of a deal after that 100, but it comes from my heart. I believe that's Arnold, right? That's Mr. Private with his first ever tip. I had to come back on here just to say thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate you. And we all love you very, very much. And I love each and every one of you very, very much. But holy shit, dude, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. First time tipper. And I love you guys. And I'll see you all
My aunt think I'm perfect, I know I'm not. My mama be worried, I told her stop. They know I did drugs and think that I'm off. Little do they know I never could stop. My manager hate when I'm pulling up late. Back on my bullshit, she think it's a phase. I got relations I gotta maintain. I'm two different people, my side and my main. Yeah, I'm sober, I'm an addict, I'm a lowlife, I got habits, but I refuse to be average. Really so tired of acting, don't know what I miss no more. Too bad you don't hit me more. I'm bad when I get too bored, careful what you wishing for. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own cold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. No, did it die? Wait. Did it die? Wait. Did it die? I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own cold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Won't die. Did it die? Wait. Did it die? Wait. Did it die?